Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for the precious metal gold, silver and palladium price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna start of course with the gold here on the 1 hour chart, where we are still of course in our triangle here, A, B, C, D and E, and we see of course a potential finished wave E over there, where the wave E is a zigzag here, A, B, C, and probably we might start to see of course something pushing for higher for the gold here. Finally, after this long range for a wave 4 in a potential impulse, a 1, 2, 3, and then A, B, C, D for a wave 4. And of course, we push for a wave 5 after all, which it might finish up here, of course, a potential A, B, and a C, of course, to finish over there at 1-to-1 fib level 4,358. And this, of course, might be a potential regular flat finished over there, and we might, of course, drop down for a major wave C in a big correction here. Or, of course, it can still be a potential 3 ways up and 3 ways up for the wave 3 as well. Now, this has to be considered then, of course, your wave 4 in a diagonal, which very unlikely. And of course, if you are pushing for higher here, you need an impulse. Therefore, higher possibility is going, of course, for the triangle as a wave C, guys. And we might be, of course, in a potential ABC regular flat there, and to reach potentially as well still the 1-to-1 fib level. Now, it depends, of course, how much high this is gonna be. This is gonna differ if we exactly take the 1-to-1 fib level. It might be 3,845 your target over there. And that means, of course, we might see something very, very impulsive toward the downside to finish up this regular flat as a correction before we start to move toward the upside. So basically, I'm still looking for lower on the 15-minute chart, while we see, of course, a potential finished wave E. However, this is still a little bit noisy. I still see something as 3 waves, knowing that there is nothing impulsive because we got, of course, invalidation. Wave 4 is not allowed here to interfere. That means, of course, we gotta be careful. It can be something as leading diagonal, zigzag wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then wave 2, and then pushing very massively toward the upside for the gold here. So this is my vision, of course, for the gold for the next price action. Potentially, we're still looking for higher sooner or later, guys. Definitely, this is a very long correction. Now, if we are still in an extended triangle, that means wave D is still unfinished, and I still want to finish here something as wave D, wave E, and then pushing for higher. Well, okay, welcome to the boring world, right, of triangles. So if this is gonna be the case, of course, but of course, a potential signal that we're not in triangle anymore is simply taking the wave B high here. Okay, so this is your confirmation for higher actually. And of course, once we take it, that means, of course, we are heading directly to the 4K 358. Yep, so these are the possibilities here for the gold. We're gonna see, of course, what's gonna happen next. Now, if we move for the silver is very interesting still, showing some potential, of course, for higher prices, especially after 3 waves, a corrective here. You might still be looking at the 1, 2, 3. This is your wave 4, probably finished, probably not yet, because of course your wave 2 time is very long here. So expect also a potential long time for a wave 4 there. It can be, of course, ABC even, but very interesting to not, of course, invalidate the impulse in case we are impulsive here, especially that the wave 3 is longer than the wave 1. So we should preserve, of course, the impulse and not breaking it. Otherwise, it's hard to be, again, it's hard to be in diagonal or ending diagonal as contracting diagonal. Unless this is gonna be, of course, something expanding diagonal as well, which is already a bigger expanding diagonal, which I doubt it. Therefore, of course, this expanding diagonal is already in the target, by the way, don't forget. So we are almost at the high. We are simply finishing up the last move for the silver here. Okay, it's the last move. This is the wave 5 of 5. Okay, so we're still looking potentially for the last move. We might reach the 1.618, the most extended wave 5 here. Yeah, for a wave 3, of course, in the yellow. So very interesting. Of course, we still gonna see a little bit higher. I believe, of course, $62 is very, very likely for the silver over there. We're gonna watch it, of course, step by step, and we'll see, of course, what's gonna happen. Don't forget that once we finish this move, we're gonna, of course, dive toward the wave 4 in the yellow, which is between the $52 and $49. That is essential, of course, to get a correction before we push higher for a final wave 5, which might reach around the 76 in case, of course, it takes the common target there. Yep, so these are the possibilities for the silver as well on the intraday, a little bit higher, still very expected. For Palladium, on Palladium, of course, we are looking at the 4-hour chart here. Potentially, we have a wave 1, 2, and we're looking probably here for an ending diagonal in case you are also in ABC. Well, this is also possible. You know what? I'm going to put this also as an ABC. Ending diagonal, of course, which is the same scenario for the bullish here in case it is a leading diagonal, another wave 1, 2. So we're still looking for the same wave. In case we are W, X, and Y, then we're done over there. Okay, and then we push for lower. Higher possibility here is, of course, for the wave 5 to unfold, because anyway, in case you are ABC or 1, 2, 1, 2, this is, of course, a double possibility there. The wave 1 here still have to finish the leading diagonal and get a wave 2 and then pushing for higher. Currently, all of these waves are zigzags, and we're looking at the same thing to repeat as a zigzag. On the 1-hour chart, we can see, of course, that the wave A here is not yet probably can be finished, of course, today, as we mentioned, as truncation here, because you finished probably an ending diagonal, 5 waves here, and we drop down. And probability is, can be, of course, a truncated wave 5, a little bit failing to take the high in 5 waves, and of course finishing wave A there, and we push for a wave B. This wave B, of course, might unfold again, a wave C, which it might be, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 can hit the $1,750 still as a target. Yep, so, but we need a little bit an extended wave C here, preferably, of course. But very, very likely, of course, that it happened. Now, the wave 5 target was supposed to be there. But yeah, I don't know. Truncation is not looking good. And of course, that's why we dump very fast. And knowing that it still can be, of course, a wave B. Yeah? Don't forget, invalidation of this potential scenario can still be there. Yeah, the same almost. Because if we break the momentum, that is not a good signal. Yeah, the momentum meaning the lows here taken, formation of this momentum toward the upside. If we break it at this area, well, that is a bad signal, guys. Okay, for Palladium, meaning of course W, X, and a Y. Yeah, W, X, and a Y in 3 ways finishing up, and we push lower. That was it for the metals. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.